The following program is a SUTV student production. The views expressed are not necessarily those of Salisbury University, the University System of Maryland, its regents, administration, officers, employees, or representatives.
As many Seagull Square residents woke up to the lights and sirens from fire engines across Route 13, tonight we identify the cause and subsequent damages of an Italian restaurant's fire.
Also, we take a closer look at how the RSOs are funded by the Appropriations Board and what they do to serve the student organizations on campus.
And some students collaborated with a Maryland state senator on a survey that will allow SU students to take a stance on political issues facing our state and nation. This is SUTV News. Welcome to SUTV Evening News on this February 20th. I'm Sarah Wood.
And I'm Brooke Reese. Thank you for joining us tonight. The 6th annual Stop Hatin' Week is hosted by the SGA, which begins on Monday with an RSO banner painting in the Wicomico Room. The goal of the week is to promote campus awareness on issues such as diversity and the acceptance of others.
And for those interested in business who want to get involved, the Purdue School of Business is hosting the entrepreneurship competitions with 3 steps: Investing in My Idea poster, the Goal Cafe Shark Tank, and then the Richard Bernstein Achievement Award for Excellence. In these business plan competitions, people can move up from round to round based on the judges' feedback. The creator of the winning business plan will receive $10,000. Last year, a total of $27,000 was awarded in prize money. This gives students the opportunity to present a business plan.
And after roughly a week since the fire department responded to a call from the Commons building, at approximately 1:15 a.m. Wednesday morning, the Italian restaurant Fratelli's caught fire from a faulty light fixture, costing an estimated $300,000 worth of damages, according to the restaurant's manager. As you can see, these photos show the fire crew on the scene and the destruction inside. The restaurant was closed at the time of the fire and no one was hurt. One firefighter stated that the damage was, quote, significant.
Wow, this is crazy right after the Commons fire last week. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
I can't believe that it was at 1 a.m. I can't imagine responding to that kind of call.
All right, well, to see what's in store for this weekend's weather, here's Travis Bush.
All right, thanks guys. As you can see, clouds are beginning to move into the area and will continue to do so overnight. Temperatures will actually rise this evening as the winds will now become out of the south instead of coming out of the east like they were this afternoon, bringing the cold ocean air in off the ocean. Taking a look at the highs around the area today. As you can see, the highs along the coast were cooler than inland, again, because the effects from the ocean breeze kept the temperatures right at the coast in the mid to low 40s, and actually in the Salisbury topped out about 50 degrees today. Now taking a look at the cloud cover across the country, you can see the storms down here in the south building up, and those are firing up severe storms right now in Tennessee, the eastern Great Plains, as the cold front approaches our area tomorrow. The timing of this front will be crucial for us, whether we see thunderstorms or not. Right now, we could see a thunderstorm or two, but nothing severe as of now. Now, taking a look at the surface map, you see the cold front here, situated over the Ohio Valley, will push through our area tomorrow, late morning, late afternoon. It won't really cool down our temperatures much. That'll come Sunday afternoon as another cold front, which is now over Montana, will push their area. That's all for now. Stay tuned for our 7-day forecast.
All right, and when we return, Jamie Potter reports about what's new in This Week in the Flyer.
Also, we'll have your government update. Stay tuned. This is SUTV Evening News. Welcome back. And if you haven't picked up the latest edition of the Flyer, Jamie Potter is here to highlight some of its feature stories.
This is Jamie Potter with another edition of This Week in the Flyer. Shannon Wiley fills the front page again with her article, Student-Run Nonprofit Sends Aid to Zimbabwe. Wiley writes how a then senior Bernice Jure created an organization called Tibetain to provide empowerment for men and women in Zimbabwe. They are currently raising awareness and participation while beginning to sell clothing. To learn more or to get involved, pick up this week's flyer. Nicole Beisler gives information on a new housing plan for Salisbury University in her article titled The Gathering. Beisler writes that the proposed development will be constructed south of the athletic fields and may contain a pool and a clubhouse, but these reports have not been finalized. In Jacob Troxell's article, SU ranks among top universities in the nation for best value, he reports how the university is named one of the top 80 colleges in the Princeton Review and among the top 100 by the Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine. Troxell says ratings are based on many academic measures as well as cost of attendance. In the editorial section, you can read the R-View column where it opposes anti-gay marriage advocates' slippery slope argument of gay marriage leading to polygamy. In addition, Stephen Seneme writes his reaction to a Richard Saul book that states ADHD doesn't exist. That's all for this week in the Flyer. Now back to Brooke and Sarah.
Thanks, Jamie. And now for your government update. February 25th marks the last day for gubernatorial candidates to file candidacy for the primary election in the state of Maryland. And it is also next Tuesday that Coffee with Your Council will meet at 6:30 p.m. at Emmanuel Wesleyan Church to discuss concerns of Salisbury citizens and what city council officials have on the agenda. And Senator Mathias worked with one of Dr. Barber's math classes to produce a 15-question survey asking students what are the most pertinent national and state issues. SUTV caught up with many of those students to discuss what this survey means to them.
We have questions that vary from marijuana to fracking to minimum wage prices.
Whenever you're trying to put something like this together, you want to make an impact.
I hope that students will know that just by doing things like this, they can make a difference.
I think that by taking the survey, students will have the opportunity to be heard.
Be able to put themselves into an actual important role in our state.
I'm hoping that students would be more, inspired to see the problems in their state.
And students weren't the only ones that gave input on the survey. Math professor Dr. Barber weighed in on what he hopes to accomplish through this study and efforts with Senator Mathias.
Here, this survey has an opportunity for their voice to be heard. And hopefully, after this survey, when it's presented to the representatives down in Annapolis, that students will take a more active interest in keeping up with what issues are being debated throughout the country.
That survey will be distributed on March 4th and 5th on the website SurveyMonkey.
And after the break, we will highlight some of the importance of the Appropriations Board, and Travis will return with a 7-day forecast. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As part of the Big Six, the Appropriations Board controls the finances and funding of on-campus RSOs. We sat down with President Josh Bond to discuss how the board oversees the money of the SU clubs. In the Student Activities Center in GUC, the board is holding 5 office hours per week in hopes to be accessible to all clubs in need of assistance.
We're kind of like the bank for the RSOs. We control their accounts. We make deposits for them. They'll bring us money, we'll deposit it for them, and we decide on block funding for the major clubs at Salisbury. And one of the most important things we do is provide additional funding to organizations who want to have events. Student activity costs. Okay. So the money comes into our account and we can distribute it accordingly when clubs come to us and ask for funding. So if anyone comes by with questions about their account, questions about events they can have, or taking money out of their account for other activities, we're just here for the clubs to help them out.
And the Appropriations Office can be found in the Student Activities Center inside GUC.
And if you're wondering what the weather will be like for this weekend, Travis is here with your week's forecast. Travis?
Looking at the weather for Monday, you can see the cold front that pushed their area Sunday well off the coast. That cold front will bring a return of winter, so these summertime temps you've been seeing the last 3 days, they're not going to stick around for a while. Now take a look at Wednesday. You can see this cold front still is off the coast. We still get that cooler northwesterly flow, which will keep our temperatures in the low to mid-30s for at least through next Friday. Now, for your next 36 hours, tonight you can see the clouds build into the area. Like I said earlier, temperatures won't be warming much. They'll stay right about 47 where they are now and only warm through the night. Tomorrow we'll see a high in the mid-60s, although depending on when the warm front gets here, 70 is not out of the possibility with a chance of rain and thunderstorms. Tomorrow night we will see clearing, lows only dropping down to 49 degrees. So for your next 7 days, This weekend will be clear after the storms you get to see tomorrow. High Saturday is about 60 degrees. Sunday, again, clear. It will be in the mid-50s. Monday, like I said, that cold front pushes through Sunday. It'll be a dry cold front, so no precipitation, but temperatures will fall down to the low 40s for Monday and possibly a snow flurry on Tuesday in the high 30s. And the high 30s to low 40s to finish out the week with clear skies. That's all for this weekend weather. Now back to you guys.
Well, Sarah, I can't wait for this warm weather this weekend.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a nice break from the cold.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight for SUTV. Stay tuned because up next on SUTV is Sports Night at 7:30.
And make sure to join us here on Monday for another episode of the Evening News. Good night.